Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Omni viewer, and if you've been following Godzilla anime news, you may have seen this image floating around somewhere. This is a little promotional thing that was released in Japan for the third Godzilla anime film. It contains a lot of images from the upcoming movie, including another close-up of one of Ghidorah's heads and Haruo making the same expression he pretty much always makes. However, there are two images in particular here that I want to draw attention to because they've really got people talking. First and foremost, I'd like to direct your attention to this part of the page. That's right, Yuko is still in the movie, and apparently, she's still not dead. She's just in some kind of sci-fi coma. For heaven's sake. This is going to sound awful of me, but darn it all, Yuko, why won't you just die already? That makes 2 movies now where you've apparently been killed only to come back in the next film. Forget about Haruo and Metphius doing a Pieta homage on the movie poster. The actual resurrection in this movie is right here with Yuko. Seriously, why can't they just commit to it this time? I'm not saying her death in City on the Edge of Battle is any better than the rest of the movie, but thematically, that's pretty much how you would send a character like her off. There's really no reason to keep her around. You really could drop her from this script and not lose anything. She's pretty much there just to be the girl. But anyway, that's not really what's got most people talking. What's got most people talking is right smack dab in the middle of this image. What we see here is a silhouette that seems to imply Ghidorah has a somewhat traditional appearance. That being 3 heads attached to 1 body with wings. So of course that has a lot of people saying, well, maybe he is going to look semi-recognizable. Maybe he won't be some kind of celestial anomaly with head-tip tentacles reaching out of the sky. He will actually look like a space dragon. However, I'm not convinced. Oh, I do believe this image will appear in the movie at some point, but not in the capacity some people are suspecting. There's an old saying you may know, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. I and many other people were already fooled when Mechagodzilla was promised in City on the Edge of Battle, and I refuse to be fooled again. You know what I think this silhouette image right here represents? A flashback. There'll probably be some sort of callback in which Metphius explains how Ghidorah attacked his homeworld and he looked like this more traditional 3-headed dragon back then, but when he shows up in the main part of the movie, he's going to look like, well, like what we see on the poster. And of course, if it's a flashback, that means they don't necessarily even have to animate this more traditional looking Ghidorah. So, my advice would be not to expect a traditional looking Ghidorah for this film. The pattern for the anime trilogy so far has been as follows. Take the traditional appearance of the monster and relegate it to the backstory, then take that name and slap it on something completely unrecognizable for the main part of the movie. The one exception being Godzilla. He's pretty much the only kaiju we've seen on screen that actually is recognizable as what he is. But Mechagodzilla was just a bunch of giant balls for Godzilla to kick, and anime Ghidorah looks to be strands of space linguini. So my advice would be to temper your expectations, folks. Will we see a slightly traditional version of Ghidorah appear in the film? Probably, but will it be the version that fights Godzilla? I highly doubt it. But of course, you're free to leave your thoughts on these particular developments in the comments section below. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni viewer signing off. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it as well as subscribe to the channel for more content of a similar nature. Also, check the description for links to our Twitter, DeviantArt, and Patreon pages, as well as the Amazon link for the novel Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, penned by yours truly. Thank you all, and we appreciate your support.